Hello and welcome to the Star Wars Shatterpoint Stats Center. I am your host Steve. Join me this week as I look back over the 4 events in 2 countries with a total of 35 players over the last weekend. So, as I say, there are only 4 events this weekend, so much reduced on the previous weekends. One of the reasons why this could be is that obviously LVO was usually held around this time, but now there's been a date change. A lot of events won't run around the big tournaments because they don't want to be competing against them. So maybe this is a little bit of a fallout still from then. I know it's the same in other game systems, but let's dive in and see what the events look like this weekend. Our first event takes us to Poland, and we have 1, 3 and 0, and it is from Addy00 Dum. Let's have a look at their list. They were running Boss, Fixer, 7 Scorch with Luminara, Captain Rex and the 212th, so all of that looking pretty standard on Sabotage Showdown. Nice to get the 3 and 0. Then in second place with our first 2 and 1, we've got Chris K, who was running Cassian and Han. We had, so General Solo that should be. So we got General Solo, Bodhi Rook, Baze and Churret. Then Cassian, K2SO and the Rebel Commandos, again on Sabotage Showdown. Very standard there. Then the next 2 and 1 is by Mr. Charming, not running Charming Leia, as you might expect with that name, but running the primary CT. So we see CT, Wrecker and Omega and Echo and Tech, then Hunter, Rex and the Wolf Pack. So really great to see CT on the table. Big bad batch there. And again, Sabotage Showdown the mission. Then in fourth place, K. Van Lucas unfortunately didn't provide the list, but was running a Cassian and Leia as the primaries. And then our final 2-1, Kiku was running Cad and Mando, and it was Cad Bane, IG-88, and I guess that's the Pirates, the Weequay Pirates. Then Mando, Bosk, and IG-11, and shifting priorities was the mission. So yeah, nice mix of lists there. Great to see CT hitting the table, and congratulations again to Addy for the win. Our next 3 events are all in the United States of America, and we start off with a 3 and 0 from Rob Putek, and Rob was running Grand Inquisitor, Boba Fett and Fifth Brother, Cad Bane, Darth Vader Fallen Master and the Dark Troopers, then Cassian, Ezra and Baze and Churret, and Kanan, Sabine and the Rebel Commandos. So very clearly a 2x2 favouring Cassian, Kanan, but great to see the Grand Inquisitor build there with Cad Bane as well. Lovely Cad bringing 9 points, works very well in the Empire lists as he's quite independent. Then the first of our 2 and 1s comes from Grey Heed. Grey Heed was running Asajj, Aura Singh and the B1 battle droids, Lando, Bosk and Han and Chewie in it for the money, Mother Talzin, Savage Opress and the Night Sister accolades, and then the Mandalorian, Boba Fett and the Dark Troopers. And again, this is a side-by-side, so 2 lists, Lando and Mando being the first one there, and then Asajj and Mother next. Great to see Lando getting some love. I suspect that as the meta changes, I suspect we will start seeing Lando hit the table a lot more, as I think he brings a lot to the game. There is quite a lot of variance in his card, but I would not be surprised at all if we see Lando feature in more lists as the year progresses. Then in third place, with another 2 and 1, we have Berman. And they were running Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, Chewie and Lando and R2. Then General Solo, Bodhi Rook and Baze and Churret. Then the Grand Inquisitor, Third Sister, Fifth Brother. And again, Cad Bane, Darth Vader, Fallen Master and the Elite Squad Troopers this time. Again, it's a 2x2 with Luke and Han being the preferred build. And then finally, we've got Dan Iasard. And they were running, I can see a boss in there. We've got Iden, Gideon Hask and the ISF. Boss, Fixer, 7 Scorch, CT again with Obi-Wan Kenobi out of hiding. Amazing to see that combo there. And the Elite Squad Troopers, and then Hunter, Wolf, and Echo and Tech rounding us out. Let's see what the builds were. So they were a side-by-side, so Boss and Hunter being played once, but Dan favouring the CT and Iden there. Brilliant to see. I wonder whether a few people are looking at CT ahead of a balance and are thinking if they can get the reps in with him before the balance comes in, then they'll be in a really good shape. But yeah, lovely little event, and congratulations to Rob on the win. On to the next event, and it is an LVOIS qualifier, the Tauntaun Riders. This was advertised as a 4-round event, but instead only 3 rounds have been played. So in first place we have Dion, who has gone with what looks to be a Cassian side-by-side and a Boss side-by-side. So we've got Cassian, Callus, and Baze and Chirrut. Then Kanan, Ezra, and the Rebel Commandos. Hunter, Wrecker, and the 212. Boss, Fixer, and Sev and Scorch on Never Tell Me the Odds. Very standard build. Good to get the 3-0. Then Unplayable Trash Panda comes in second with our first 2 and 1. And we have another side-by-side with Cassian, K2 and the Rebel Commandos, Jin, Bodhi Rook and Baze and Chirrut. And then Anakin, Crosshair and the Arfs, Luminara, Shakti and the 501st on Never Tell Me the Odds. Then in third place, we have a Galactic Empire. It'll be interesting to see whether this was an anchor or not, of Obi-Wan Kenobi, Captain Rex, and the Clone Commandos. Very standard. Kit Fisto, Pond, and 7 Scorch. A great build there. Hunter, Rekko and Omega, and then Echo and Tech. And rounding us out, Mace Windu, Crosshair, and the 501st. And yes, as I thought, it was an anchor list, and it was an Obi anchor there. The only loss coming with Obi and Mace. Then in fourth, we have Jacob. And Jacob going 2 and 1 as well, with Cad Bane, IG-88 and the Bounty Hunters. Then Mando, Bosk and IG-11. Thrawn, Stormtrooper Sergeant and the Stormtroopers. And rounding us out, Gideon, Death Trooper Escort and the Dark Troopers. So a side-by-side with Cad and Mando bringing the 2 wins, and then the loss occurring with Moff Gideon and Thrawn. And then The Beard, John Lynch, comes in 5th with more Galactic Republic. Let's see if this also was an anchor list. We have Ki-Adi-Mundi, Shakti and the Arfs, Boss, Fixer and 7 Scorch, Anakin, Captain Rex and the 501st, classic core box build there. Obi-Wan, Wrecker and Omega and the Clone Commandos. And this was not an anchor list. Instead, Boss and Annie was the combo played there, which got the loss, and Obi and Ki-Adi getting the 2 wins. And then finally, in 6th place, we have Pharaoh 9 going 2 and 1 as well. And that was with the Armourer, Paz Vizsla and the Covert Mandalorians, Mando, Bo-Katan and the Clan Kryze, very standard builds there. Then Hunter, Wrecker and Omega and Echo and Tech, and then Boss, Fixer and Sev and Scorch on Sabotage Showdown. So well done, Dion, and hopefully that means you have qualified for the LVOIS. And then our final event is a Thremier event in the US. And just before we start, I would like to thank the hosts, the tournament organisers, and all the players, because 9 out of the 10 lists have lists. This is a remarkable change. If you watched the video last week, I did put out a plea saying that we would like to see more lists, and it is brilliant to see that my plea has been answered. And at this event, we've got 2 3-0s, and we're in first, going all the way down to wounds on the tiebreakers, 12-11. We have Lawlin, and they were running Boss, Fixer, 7 Scorch, Obi-Wan, Rex, and the 212th, Hunter, Wolf, and the Wolf Pack, so all very standard there. And they favoured the Boss and Obi build. It wasn't a strict Thremier event, so you didn't have to do all 3 combos, although Hunter and Obi would be absolutely fine as a combination, I'm sure. But congratulations on the 3-0 there, and the win. And then second place, also going 3-0, we have Rock, who ran something similar, but minus Boss. We see Jedi Master Ki-Adi-Mundi, Barriss Offee and the Clone Commandos, Obi-Wan Rex and the 212th, Plo Koon, Shakti and the 501st. And this was a Chiadi Mundi anchor. So running Chiadi Mundi in every iteration and swapping in Plo and Obi as needed. Then we have a bunch of 2 and 1s, and this first 2 and 1 is Alex Zelter. Let's have a look at their list. We've got Iden Versio, Gideon Hask and Dark Troopers, Gideon, Death Trooper Escort and Death Troopers, and then finally Grand Inquisitor, Darth Vader, Fallen Master and the ISB. And it was a Gideon anchor here, so Moff Gideon featuring in all 3 lists, and one of the losses coming with the Grand Inquisitor. Then in 4th we have Dylan, and they were running what seems to be probably very similar to the list that won. We've got Hunter, Wrecker and Omega and the Clone Commandos, Boss, Fixer and 7 Scorch, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Captain Rex and the 212th. So just the Hunter build changing slightly there. And again, it was the Boss anchor, but this time favouring Hunter over Obi. And then finally, in 5th place, we have Ryan, who's brought a Ewok list here with Logray, Wicket and the Ewok Trappers, Leia, 3PO and the Rebel Commandos, and then Chirpa, Dengar and the Ewok Hunters. So brilliant to see Dengar featuring as an Ewok in this list. And also, fantastically, we can see it's a Leia anchor, but it is Chirpa. Chirpa's list there with Dengar and the Ewok Hunters that gets played twice. So yeah, really lovely to see another Thremier event, and congratulations for the 3-0s. And with that slightly shorter episode here, we will draw this Stat Center to a close. And this is not only the end of the week, but it is also the end of the month. So do keep your eyes open for the next video, which hopefully will be dropping tomorrow. So today is Monday and tomorrow it will be Tuesday. So hopefully dropping Tuesday, where I do my first look back over the meta, looking at the events that have been run over the last month, taking a look at the win rates of some of those primaries that we've seen, some of those units there, and see if we can fathom anything from the data that is provided. So all that remains for me to be said is please do smash the like button, hit the subscribe, all the good old YouTube stuff, you know the drill. If you're enjoying the content, please do let me know. I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. We're a month in, and I'm having a great time with this, so the content will keep on coming. But if you are enjoying it as well, please do let me know, as it's always good to know that it is being appreciated. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you tomorrow. Bye now.